Sometimes, life hits us with challenges that seem insurmountable. Worries, trials, and moments of uncertainty can leave us feeling overwhelmed. But as Christians, we have an endless source of hope and strength, our faith in God. Today, we'll explore how to stay positive, even when life feels overwhelming, trusting that God is with us every step of the way. The first thing we must remember when life overwhelms us is that God has a plan for each of us. In Jeremiah 29 verse 11, God reassures us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Even when we don't understand everything that's happening, we can rest in the assurance that God is in control. When we feel the weight of the world on our shoulders, it's crucial to remember that God is guiding our steps. He knows what we need, and His plan is perfect. Even if we can't always see it right away, anxiety and fear can creep in when we face challenges, but prayer is our way to find peace. Philippians 4 verses 6 to 7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." As we bring our burdens to God in prayer, He gives us a peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace doesn't depend on our circumstances, but on His presence in our lives. When life becomes overwhelming, it's easy to lose sight of God's promises. But He has given us many promises in His Word that we can claim. In Matthew 11 verse 28, Jesus invites us, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." As we remember that God promises to give us rest and renewal, we can find comfort even in the toughest moments. He will never leave us or forsake us. One of the most powerful ways to maintain a positive attitude is by practicing gratitude. In 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 18, we are told, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." By focusing on what we are thankful for, we shift our perspective. Gratitude doesn't ignore life's difficulties, but it helps us see the goodness of God in all circumstances. In times of overwhelm, we don't have to go through it alone. God has blessed us with the support of a Christian community. Hebrews 10 verses 24 to 25 encourages us, "And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another. And all the more as you see the day drawing near." In our faith community, we find strength, love, and support. Sometimes, a hug, a prayer, or a word of encouragement is all we need to remember that God is with us, even in the hardest times. Another key to staying positive when life feels overwhelming is trusting God's timing. His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our expectations. In Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, we read, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." Sometimes, we might want things to happen quickly, but God's timing is always for our good. When we trust that He is working behind the scenes, we can find peace in knowing He is orchestrating everything according to His will. Staying positive in overwhelming times is not about ignoring the struggles, but about choosing to trust in God's presence, promises, and power. By leaning on Him, embracing gratitude, and relying on our faith and community, we can face life's challenges with hope and peace. Remember, no matter how heavy the burden, God is with you. He will renew your strength, help you stand tall, and guide you through every storm. Stay positive in His strength and trust that He is always working for your good.